Madden football is the home of Super Bowl 57, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Minnesota Vikings. Coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs taking on the champions from the NFC, the Minnesota Vikings. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, for these Kansas City Chiefs, they, of course, were Super Bowl champions 3 years ago. The win over the Niners in Miami. They fell to the Bucs in Tampa a couple years back. They had the blown lead in the AFC title game against Cincinnati last year. And now they're back, making their third trip to the big game in 4 years.
And their recent history only increases the urgency to try and win another Super Bowl title with this group.
Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings are back in the big game for the 5th time in franchise history. But we all know one thing has eluded them all these years.
And that's an actual Super Bowl victory, partner. They're 0-4 in their previous visits. Super Bowls 4, 8, 9, and 11. And boy, they had some great teams too, didn't they? Bud Grant was their head coach, Fran Tarkenton a quarterback, Alan Page and the Purple People Eaters on defense. They were all Hall of Famers. And don't forget Paul Krause. He's a very proud member of that great secondary they had. So we're going back more than 40 years since their last visit. You think the state of Minnesota is excited about this one? I know they are. They're ready to get this one going.
Touchdown, Vikings! Kenny Nwangwu with a first touchdown of the Super Bowl and a long one at that. And the Vikings take the opening kickoff all the way back to score in the Super Bowl. Joseph connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So how about that for an intriguing start? The opening kickoff of the ball game, return for a touchdown. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Time to see what Patrick Mahomes can do here with his first possession. The quarterback out of Texas Tech getting set to lead this KC Chiefs offense. On the ground, this is the former Viking, Jerick McKinnon.
You can't help but continue to marvel at how well this man's career has gone so far. Now in his 5th season as KC starter, he's never missed a conference title game, and he's taking the field in his 3rd Super Bowl. Simply dominant, it's easy to envision him being one of the top quarterbacks for many years to come.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Now here's Mahomes. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this belongs to the Vikings. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've comped it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Under center for the Vikings, out comes the former Michigan State Spartan and longtime. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Cook. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. On On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl.
Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't. This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football. All right, when you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. KC's offense ready to take over. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
They go play action. Cousins. They'll roll him out right. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. And he goes diving to get as much as he can following a big gain. A nice little cherry on top there at the end. The deuce is wild here. 2nd down and 2 with just about 2 minutes on the clock. Cousins. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Vikings are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Joseph connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Chiefs ready to rock again on offense. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. Screen play, McKinnon. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. He'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a 1st down on the play. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. The tackle for loss goes to Eric Kendricks. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Mahomes going to throw. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Toney. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. 1 quarter done, and 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 57. And we are back and ready to go for the 2nd quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Garden, Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. And this returnable for Rager. continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl.
You got a guy that fast back there to receive punts. That's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. It's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they miss-hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. And the Chiefs offense ready to go again. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now McKinnon to start the drive. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Open man downfield, that's Smith-Schuster. Trotting! And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes. Over the middle, it's complete. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Throwing now is Mahomes. Touchdown! Mahomes hitting his favorite target, Travis Kelce, on a touchdown pass. And the Chiefs are able to cut into that deficit. And it's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, times have definitely changed on the PAT, on the extra point, haven't they? A lot more effort goes into this play from both sides.
Because let's face it, a lot of time on extra points, the effort is not what it is when you're trying to block a field goal.
No doubt about it. Before, when the ball was snapped on the 2-yard line, it was really a virtual chip shot. Now everyone believes they can get to it and knock it away, and we know how crucial every point is. So the defensive guys, they spend a lot more time trying to get that done, which means there's more pressure on the offensive guys trying to kick it.
Well, here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory, down at the 31. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll run it. Here's Cole. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. This will be caught at about the 6. Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson with his 3rd touchdown of the Super Bowl. And the Vikings are starting to open things up here in the Super Bowl. Joseph now to have the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And now here comes Kansas City. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
We have reached the 2-minute warning. In fact, just under 2 minutes to play in the opening half of this year's Super Bowl. Looking to throw again on second down. Mahomes, complete. The tight end, Kelsey. Now they got to get to the line quickly. To throw, it's Mahomes. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, you've got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit, and we're not even at halftime.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And just a net of 31 here, 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series. Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense, is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Cousins. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They've had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's Mahomes to throw. Right back to Tony. He's got another one. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 1st down, Mahomes. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Mahomes to throw once more. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelsey. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal. Now Mahomes. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Butker's kick here is good, and they knock that deficit down from 29 to 26. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen, go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, but not much time, we'll see how they play this. Now Cook hit, and he lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. So we've reached halftime here. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the 2nd half. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
But if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They played great all year long. That was the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
Now Mahomes, the tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. Now here's Mahomes. And no hesitations, they go right back to Kelsey. And he will have a Chiefs first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. 5 yards on the carry, good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line. 11 yards for number 11.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Screen play, McKinnon. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. And despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Mahomes firing complete, and he is out of bounds inside the 30. It'll be a gain of 5, and 3rd and 8 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Now it's Mahomes again. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Mahomes going to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They'll give him a dozen on the pitch and catch, but now they're up against a 3rd and goal. Mahomes now to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Juju Smith-Schuster on the touchdown pass from Patrick Mahomes. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Oh, this is blocked. And the Vikings have got it. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
So even when they get a touchdown in this game, which hasn't really been a stellar contest for them, they can't even cap it off and kick the extra point.
Yeah, just not a whole lot going right for them in this game.
I know that when they get into film, this is going to be Exhibit A about how this game went for this team. Oh, we finally score. Can't even kick the extra point.
Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Folks, welcome back to the biggest stage in sports, the Super Bowl, and now we get down to the good stuff, the 4th and final quarter. On 1st down now, run with McKinnon. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's going, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone. And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, the head coach told us, I saw this sitting in my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
Joseph on for the extra point. And that stretches the lead to 27. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
And the Chiefs now getting set to go.
And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the 4th. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Mahomes now on 1st down.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 39. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Holding offense.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do.
The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Give that sack to Harrison Phillips, the big man. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They run it again with Cook. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 55 rushing yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Throwing here, Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. How about the game that he has compiled here? So he has the 2 receiving touchdowns, and now that is his 3rd rushing touchdown. 3 plus 2, 5 total.
I'm telling you, you and your math can't beat you on that one.
Yeah.
You got it down. But how about the diversity of the day he's had? Just what you pointed out. 3 on the ground, 2 catching them. What a performance.
What a performance. If I get my numbers and colors down, it's going to be a real threat.
Just always remember, color between the lines.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the young men. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good. position. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And they have done it. The Minnesota Vikings are the Super Bowl champions. And the Lombardi Trophy is going back to the land of 10,000 lakes. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. The accomplishment, forever.